There is something happening in our world right now that is quietly exhausting people, and it is not always a specific event in and of itself. Rather, it is the speed of opinion, the speed of reaction, the speed of access, the speed of bad news, breaking news, urgent news, trending news, someone else's emergency, someone else's outrage, and yes, somebody else's fear. And before we know it, we are no longer living from the center of our own being. We are living from the nervous system's version of whiplash. Today, I want to talk about borrowed urgency, because not everything that feels urgent is actually yours to carry. Not everything that is loud is true, and not everything that is breaking deserves to break you. One of the great spiritual and practical tasks of our time is learning the difference between what requires our presence and what is merely demanding our attention. And those are not the same thing. You see, attention can be hijacked, where presence must be chosen. And in today's world, so many of us are being conditioned to confuse stimulation with responsibility. We see something painful, we think we must immediately absorb it. We hear something alarming and we think we must immediately react. We feel the current culture speeding up around us and we begin to believe that if we are not moving at the same frantic pace, we are failing, falling behind, or somehow being irresponsible. But beloved, urgency is not always true. Sometimes urgency is just fear wearing a microphone. Sometimes urgency is the old survival self saying, if I do not grip this tightly enough, something bad will happen. Sometimes urgency is borrowed from systems, stories, and voices that have taught us that our value is measured by our reactivity. But the soul does not usually shout. The soul has a steadier rhythm. The soul is not panicked. The soul is not scrambling. The soul is not trying to keep up with the whole world even before breakfast. Because the soul waits for willingness. The soul responds to honesty. The soul speaks clearly when we become quiet enough to hear what is actually ours to do. And that is why the yellow light matters so much. The yellow light pause. When life feels loud, the yellow light is not weakness, it is wisdom. Because the yellow light invites us to pause. Before I react, before I absorb, before I assign meaning, let me pause. And then we get invited to assess. We assess what's really happening here, what belongs to me. What am I feeling? What story am I telling? Is this mine to solve, mine to serve, mine to grieve, mine to pray over, or simply mine to witness without becoming consumed? And then we get to decide what is the next right thing from clarity, not chaos. To decide what would love do here? What does truth see here? What would alignment choose here? And see, this is not disengagement. This is discernment. And discernment is a holy skill in an age of constant interruption. Because when we do not pause, we become easily recruited by fear. When we do not assess, we confuse volume for guidance. When we do not decide consciously, we live reactively. And then we wonder why our spirit feels crowded. Borrowed urgency will make you feel productive while quietly stealing your peace. It will have you answering things you were never assigned, carrying emotions you were never meant to metabolize alone, solving problems that are not yours while neglecting the sacred work sitting patiently in your own lap. There is a difference, friends, between compassion and consumption. Compassion says, I will stay open. Consumption says, I must swallow all of this right now. It is no wonder that so many beautiful souls are simply exhausted. So I'd like to offer a gentle reframe. What if the invitation is not to care less, but to care more consciously? What if your peace is not denial, but stewardship? What if slowing down long enough to tell the truth about what is yours and what is not is one of the most loving things that you can do for your own life? You see, you do not need to become hard in order to remain whole. You do not need to become detached in order to remain clear. You do not need to know everything, solve everything, or respond to everything in order to be a person of depth, a person of love. Because you see, you are allowed to return to center. You are allowed to breathe before speaking. You are allowed to let God sort what does not belong to you. And perhaps that is today's real invitation. The invitation to stop mistaking internal panic for divine assignment. Because some things are calling for your action. Some things are calling for your prayer. Some things are calling for your witness. And yes, some things are calling for you to lovingly release them from your nervous system altogether. And not because you do not care, but because you finally do. That leaves us with a consequential question. That question, where in my life am I carrying borrowed urgency? And what changes when I give myself permission to pause, assess, and decide from truth instead of pressure? If today's episode met you in a tender or timely place, I want you to know that you do not have to sort it all alone. If you are finding yourself at a yellow light in your life and longing for clarity about what is yours to carry, what is yours to release, and what is yours to become, that is sacred work. And it is the work I would be honored to walk with you through. You can reach out to learn more about Life Charter or what it looks like to walk with me, Babs. Just send me a message with the word yellow and tell me where you feel stuck, numb, or unsure. I'll respond with the next best step in the simplest way that we can walk it together. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. I love you deeply, for in truth, we are old friends because we are one.